Hey Kareem, welcome. Just because you said that, I've had some sextuplets. Hey, bro. Cool. Complete jam tracks. Let's see what they have. Ooh, C7. We like C7.
As a former prosecutor, Rob Martwick knows how to take on crime. by supporting our police and first responders and investing in our community to address
Great
the
intro.
causes
Thank
of
you.
crime.
Yeah, I like the commercial too.
The experience we need to make our community safe.
No more Kamala commercials. What's going on? Is she out of money? Oh, funky. You guys know how to play funk? Your vibrato is amazing. Thank you. You know, the trick with funk, a lot of people don't understand, like, they think it's all just wrist and, you know, like doing this kind of like... These people play it too tame, kind of like that, and you can't get it because it's... See the forearm moving? Imagine that you're playing... There's two techniques with funk. One is traditional grip. Imagine that you have a stick like a jazz drummer is holding it, right? Like sticking out of here, and then it's a forearm rotation. So this is like traditional grip for a stick, and then there's matchstick, right? So traditional grip lets you get into this kind of physical... See how the wrist... Imagine you're playing a snare drum that's angled. So that. That's one thing. But the other thing is, imagine you're holding a stick, matchstick, right? And you're playing it. You hear the hi-hat? Now, the motion, it's not... Nobody plays drumsticks like this with their wrist, but people try to play bubbles like on sing, like the way you'd play a metal riff. It's not how you do it. That's not the motion. The motion, see this? If you just rub your palm in time against the strings and then put the pick. That's funky. You can't lose it. Switch them. Technique one. Traditional, matchstick. But it's never this. That has no vibe to it. No, you can't get the body involved. You can't dance, right? But that's the idea. Found more interest. What are you saying? San Francisco. I don't know. I don't know anything about soccer. Any dominant Zambia. I love how most music instruments involve the whole body, eh? You definitely need a Strat. Strats are literally the best guitars out there, but not Fender Strats. You need a Suhr. Suhrs are just superior in every single way. Uh-oh, fast funk. You guys want to hear some fast funk? In A? Let's do it. Can you play a Nuke Iran song? No, I don't know any of those. Oh yeah, that's cool. So here's what are you playing to sound outside like that? That's a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Who are guitarists you think are great? And how about some Holdsworth stuff? You know, our band was the opener band for Holdsworth's band 2012 for a whole month. We spent a month in the van with him. He actually left me all of his amps from that tour to keep store before he died, and he never got him back. So I have like all the Usum Kettner stuff in my studio. But yeah, we knew him well. Love my Ibanez RG. You know, those are all right. I take the red Suhr. Yeah, dude, it's I actually found out that like I didn't know what was wrong with the guitar, and I got like different pickups in it when I first got it, and I was just like, it's just not quite right. And then I got Suhr pickups again, and I had them installed in the store, and it still sounded like shit. And I was like, what's wrong? And then I realized that they wired the noiseless system wrong when I first got it. So the entire time I had it, all the pickups were out of phase. And then I just got it fixed, and it's like the best guitar I have now. It's amazing. Do I have a PRS? I don't like PRSs. I like the John Mayer one. It's all right. What kind of custom audio 100 particular? No, this is the 50. So this is the classic OD50, which is my most recent purchase from. I have a couple of hundreds, but the 50 is just something special. I don't know, man. It's like my favorite amp. But I have a standard and I have a classic OD100. That's kind of always been my amps. So this is just, I just use it at home. It's just like a 410 cab, but I use a 412. I have a Schroeder 412 cab with basically EVs kind of speakers, and then I have like a Carry Wright open back 412 that I use sometimes too. He's dead, but he made the greatest open back cabs you can imagine. Really incredible stuff. And I have like a Suhr 212 that sometimes I bring out with G12, what's it called? Like the Heritage
Approach work
60s,
post
and
fatherhood
they're really good speakers.
has really been trying to
Speakers make a big difference. And that's a good question. There's nothing better than great analog stuff, but shitty digital. What people don't know how to set up gear get out of shitty digital tends to be better than what people that don't know how to set up gear get from shitty analog. I would say that. So like if you have terrible touch, no control, no technique, then digital will squash you in the right way and make what you do bearable. If you have all the touch and all the technique, then it's just, you know, way less. To don't have all the digital artifacts, and you know, you can just, it's a living, breathing thing. So I have an FM9 like that I use in the studio for you see, digital gear is great to live with other it makes you play with tracks and with drum machines better because it belongs together. Like if I were to when I play with a track, if I were to record this cab, I would have to EQ a lot of the real mid-range of it out to make it fit with this fake ass shit. But it depends, like it really depends on like what, like when you say like, is it a good sound? Good for what, right? It's like if you're trying to play with people in a room, there's no doubt that a tube amp does that better, right? It's like, but you have to mix to something acoustic. Like so much of what we do, we start thinking in like YouTube terminology. 5 best tones of 2024. You know, I want to get the best. It's like best for what, right? What are you? When you're playing acoustic music, like this is something that it would help every single one of you to play with like a singer with an acoustic guitar and like, you know, mandolin player and an upright bassist, because you realize when you're playing acoustic music, you're always mixing in your head, right? You're never outsourcing that to the sound guy. You always are trying to put your sound over or under or with a sound, right? So you can put your sound underneath something, above something, or blend. And playing electric is actually not different. It's like only when you start outsourcing that to a sound guy or a monitor guy that you start getting in trouble. But the way to set up a guitar amp is to stand by a drummer, listen to him acoustically, and bring in your sound to a point where it starts making sense with the bass. And if to get your sound you need to cover the bass, then you're not getting a sound. You know, you're just making it somebody else's problem, right? But you're not getting a good sound in a room. A good sound in a room means that like you find your space in the mix. So yeah. Back in those days, musicians used tone STB, their speaker membrane. Oh yeah. Odd rhythm stuff. Nah, that's the best way to learn chords across the fretboard. Start with caged, you know, definitely caged is the best way. After that, it would be like drop twos. What's the fastest BPM you can play 16th note triplets clearly? I've been attempting Kurt Rosenwinkel's warm-ups in this new book, and I can barely get up to 74. Like, I don't know, I can play them pretty fast. Like, that's pretty extreme. That tempo. I can play them legato this tempo. It's like the tempo, you can hear it, like right? Like beatbox, if you want to practice it, like that's how you get relaxed. So I mean, something you should think about when you're trying to build speed is think about it like the gym, right? Like if you go and your goal is to, like, let's say, play it straight with a metronome forever. Think about that like going to like a machine and being like, I'm gonna do like 50 pounds 1,000 times without stopping. It's like that's not really how you build not that like this is building muscle, but it's building some sort of like brain muscle. But doing bursts, doing sets, right? Do it like one time I said it, two, then like just rest for like a while. Like learn how to kind of hone that energy. Instead of like you might need, like, that might be overwhelming in the beginning. So yeah.
Yes, girl. I finally found the one. It was love at first sight. Oh my gosh.
It's just nice, man. Having someone who's always there for me.
Let's see. Those riffs are hard to allow to follow on bass for me. But yeah, small chunk. That's a little bit slower. Like even that's kind of like fast. I'm guessing it's way faster than Kurt Rosenwinkel talks about. Like, nah, that's really fast. Let's see. How about this one? There we go. Ah, the beat. Yeah, that kind of. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. As someone who was forced heavily, as someone who has focused heavily on bass for most of my musical life and recently got serious about improving on guitar, do you think switching to using a pick from fingerstyle is a must? Nothing is a must. Depends what you want to get out of it, you know? You gotta, it's sound. I think at the end of the day, like, you need to listen, you need to have heroes, those, like, and you need to really ask yourself, what about the way their music is played moves you? If it's something in the sound, like for me, like with rest stroke picking, like with playing acoustic, Django's sound really moved me. Like I really liked the sound he was getting from guitar. It was clear to me I'm not gonna get that until I figure out like gypsy jazz picking. So I sat for a long time and figured that out, but yeah, let's see. Are you watching Pornhub? No, actually, I'm completely off porn for years. And that, I think that actually helps your focus and plan, because the problem is like so much of what we do now is on a computer, like playing with tracks, emailing, doing that, and like if that's like your digital lover and you get like the potential of like having an orgasm after you're like every time you look at a screen, it's very distracting. So yeah, very, very good for you to get off that stuff. Cures your brain. It's a long process, but you should definitely go through it. Also, I have a kid. Right? Like when my wife was pregnant, I was just like, I'm not gonna be like porn watching dad. Okay, I'm gonna bring in my own backing tracks because I like those better. Let's see, Marvin backing tracks. Do you guys follow us? Like, are you subscribed to the channel and follow us on Patreon? There's a free tier on Patreon. You gotta get there. Uh-oh, some people signed off after my porn comments. I guess Pornhub got to them. How do you develop speed? I think mainly by stop realizing that thinking about developing speed is like childish terminology for music. Not to judge you, but you know, it's just that there's no such thing as speed. There is slow and there's dense and wide subdivision. Speed is just a very audience perspective way of thinking about it. So like you need to imagine rhythm. So think about this groove. First of all, it's realizing that the kinds of grooves that we're dealing with have a backbeat. Click, click. And to stay in time with that backbeat, it's about playing against it. Zig-a-dig-a-dum, dig-a-dum. Da-da-da-da, bam. What-da-da, do-do-do. Even if I'm, it's like, you know, like I can do, as long as I'm aware of like this thing that I'm playing against, that snare drum, I am in dialogue with the actual groove and tempo. And when I dig into that, I start being metric with it, meaning I think about exploring that 16th note pocket, the 8th note, the trumpet, the quintuplet, right? 6 tuplets, right? Stepped up, like that. In the 32nd notes, bread and butter for fusion, right? The right? And then learning how to put notes on there. In your mind, yeah. Let's see. Wow, missed a lot of stuff. Somebody. Cool Dad Right, fuck porn. Exactly. What type of guitar pick do you recommend? I'm kind of flexible with it. Honestly, I use I used to be really picky about the Gator 1.5, but lately I've been kind of making a mental exercise to not be too precious about any of that shit and just pick up what's on the table. So, you know, they all sound different and you got to learn how to just think about the things that make up the sound as like, you know, you get like a fresh rock every day that's a little bit different, and you still need to make the same statue out of it, right? And I think that's really important thing to start, like, you know, like if I pick up like just a completely different thickness and size pick, like learn to enjoy the difference in sound that it represents, right? Think about like picking up a different piece of Lego. It doesn't affect your tower building ability. The tower build, it's a conceptual thing, how you put together a tower. The pieces just kind of change the experience, right? So you have some specific name inspiration. Yeah, Django, Scott Henderson are definitely two of my big heroes. Cop, plumber, mechanic. Who do you trust the most? The three. Cop, plumber, mechanic. Probably cop. I'm gonna go with cop. Okay, let me rephrase. How do you develop the chops to play highly dense rhythms at high tempos? Yeah, I mean, I think you're thinking that. I think you think what I said is avoiding the answer, in some way, but it isn't. It's for imagination first. So sing fast, sing those 30-second notes in a way that makes sense of it, not just the speed itself, but learn to imagine melodies, right? Like right, something like that, and fine fingerings that allow you to technically do that thing, right? Like you know. So that's like. If you can't do it that speed, slow the. Find, like, you know, I just played Dorian. I found a path. I arranged it on the guitar in a way that allowed me to pick it in a way that works with my technique. If you're a hybrid picker, different pathways are available. If you're an alternate picker, different pathways are available. The technique you have determines, you can't like look at my technique and ask for the best way, because I do specific things. You got to look at what you do. And the scale is the you know, it's kind of like the route. It's like the city we all share, but your route home depends on like how you've taught yourself how to play. So if you're still at a place where you're just checking out every technique, like they're all, you know, you're gonna master all of them, then that's just naive. At a certain point, you got to pick kind of, you know, something from, you can take whatever you want from a lot of them, but like you can't be Paco de Lucia, Django Reinhardt, and Scott Henderson, right? You gotta be some sort of mix of those things, and focus like your technique at like a way of getting from point A to point B, playing the rhythms you want. Yeah. So yeah, that's the idea. It's a sewer. When you think about rhythms, do you think swing too, or only on playing gypsy jazz? When I'm playing on swing, I think swing. When I'm playing on fusion, I think fusion. The groove determines what kinds of rhythms it's going to accept and reject, right? So if it's like a La Pompe, like the rhythm guitar of gypsy jazz, is very different than playing with a swing drummer. It will accept certain things. It's like this, it likes to be pulled against, like right, like it, there's a certain way you would kind of pull against it. And that kind of feeling, right? So it's about being really intimate with the feeling of the groove. Thank you for always sharing your musical knowledge. Oh, of course. I love these polyrhythm flexible. I don't know what you say. Let's see. People don't play slow enough. You can always go slower. Yeah. Have you heard the idea to use a metronome on 2 and 4 to develop swing, 1 and 3 to develop time? Yes, I have. And it's very smart. I mean, like, 2 and 4 give you the tension of the groove. So it's like, it's the thing, but 2 and 4 aren't what you feel. They're the things that you play against, but you have to internalize them. It's a hard concept to grasp, but if you're playing swing, you don't want to bang your foot on 2 and 4. You want to be aware. That's the part. Bim, bum, bum, ba de go do dim, dum, dum, ba de do do bim, dum, bum. It's like what I listen for is like having this 2 and 4 counter pressure, but how I feel time is like boom, boom, right? It's like boom, like when you feel 1 and 3, it keeps you in time because it's not exciting. So let's see. Just shut up. I said shut up. Jonathan Smith. Man, Jonathan's angry. Why are you? Hey, idiot. What? Hey, idiot, you are annoying. Oh, I like this guy. Should you get serious about getting my flat picking? Should you get serious? Probably. Any advice for Alex Sill style? That guy is fucking amazing. Yeah, he just sat in with us on one of our Marvin shows, and he was just on fire. I love him. How would you describe Julian Lodge's style? My favorite. I actually just went to see Julian in Chicago in Talia Hall. It was an incredible show. His thing is different. It's not like, definitely not like a fusion guy, but like, his whole thing is like, I'm a prodigy. I'm going to take you on this like journey, unpredictable journey through like whatever comes to my mind with like tons of harmonic knowledge and all that. And, at points it's too avant-garde for my ears, but I loved the show. I mean, I loved everything about the trio show I just saw. It was amazing. It was just like, and seeing like that kind of music played for like 800 people who are into it is also like incredible. So more power to you, Julian. I kind of changed my mind about him, and I like the place he's at with his music right now way better than I liked it like 10 years ago. How do you learn new chord voicings and get them up to speed for funk? I think it's, funk is way more about rhythm than it is about the voicing. So you just got to like find the opening in the riff. Like find a place, let's take a fragment from the scale that really works. Like find like, even if you just take that and just move that's like a minor 7 flat 5 here. That the same thing in a different string set might be like completely unfamiliar to you. So like if you just move that thing, top of an A7 here, right? A13. This is like what is minor 7 flat 5? It's like E minor 9, or which is C sharp minor 7 flat 5 drop to second inversion, and then finally. Yeah, something like that would be like very informative. I don't know if you, yeah, it's with the pick, it's, if you want to play with the pick, play with the pick. I love the story about your ex-girlfriend. Thank you. Yeah, she has a real morn. Let's see, man, I love the troll guy. Any touring plans? Not right now. Are you doing the Indian vocalization of rhythms? I did do some of that. Ever heard of Pliny? Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I think Matteo Mancuso has an answer for your question. He sure can play with his fingers. Hey Marvin, guitar. Sorry for my English. This is a sewer guitar right here. Please play Ed Sheeran. Let's see. You're a great teacher. I mean that. Oh, thank you so much, Douglas. I appreciate that. Do you dig Greg Howe? Dude, Introspection was like my favorite album in high school. Definitely listened to a lot of Greg Howe in my early life. Greg Howe, that first album. I love that shit. I still remember that entire album. Like those are the solos I grew up like when I was like 16, like really digging into. New album soon. You know, do you agree with the idea that there is more important to stay in time than it is to hit wrong notes? I mean, I think you should try to stay in time and hit right notes. Please play Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Dude, are you in the wrong feed, bro? Okay, I can play a tiny bit more on this, but then I gotta go start teaching. I have like 7 lessons back to back today. It's pretty gnarly. That's the Greg Howe impression. Just the vibrato. My first guitar was a Randy Rhodes Flying V. After that was the Van Halen PV. After that, a Strat. Oh, after that, 335 and then a straight. Yeah, I used to do a lot of like Indian. Douglas, you can email me. It's DANIHRABIN, DannyHRabin@gmail.com. Yeah, economy pick. That's pick. Economy pick. That's all economy picking. You can do really fast stuff. Mm. Do a blues like Holdsworth. I can't. I cannot. Okay. Do you utilize the effects loop? Everything through the, like the delay and reverb, always through the effects loop. Yes. In the video, you said learning by ear heart is better than reading charts. If only I knew how to learn a tune by ear. Start with listening to the bass. You know. Let's see. Did you ever suck? Yeah, of course I sucked. Everybody sucks. Yeah, you gotta listen to the bass and figure out the bass line. After that, you can hear the chords. Okay, guys, I gotta run and teach. Peace. See you guys soon.